and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. And with ZipRecruiter's premium traffic boost, you can get up to 3 times more candidates. Quickly screen applicants, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. Right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. Plus, get 30% off your first traffic boost by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/info.
We want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
And now it's time for the voice.
Don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I want you to get up right now.
Go to the window,
Open it.
stick your head out and yell.
Hated man! Top of the world!
The voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been anything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize.
Good Monday afternoon. Welcome to the Voice of Ocala. I am Tom Schmitz, coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio at the Paddock Mall in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida, on what is shaped up to be a beautiful Monday. A little chilly when we woke up. Temperature at the house at 38 degrees this morning when I woke up. A little chilly for me next to the last day of March for it to still be in the 30s. But I pushed through it. Now I'm about to push Dan Martone out of the way. He's fixing the video camera for our good friend and listener to the show, Alex, who got to have the camera working. Alex calls us all the time to get the camera working, so we got the camera now working for Alex. If Dan doesn't want to cause me to have some sort of headache or something moving it around. Over the weekend, had a great weekend. Had one of those day trips that everybody should take. If you don't get a chance, if you get a chance to do this, everybody should take it. It's the left, right, or forward trip. You just get in the car, go to a T in the road or a cross in the road, and you go left, right, or forward. And then you just make a decision, and you keep periodically when you come to a crossroads asking that question and just see where it takes you. I ended up in Yankeetown. Inglis and Yankeetown, nice area over near the Gulf. Drove out all the way to the end of the road and all the way to the Gulf. Had a very nice afternoon. I suggest anybody, that's the beauty of living here in Ocala, is we're within a short drive of some fantastic places. Day trips here are very easy to accomplish. Day trips from here are very easy to accomplish, and you get to see some amazing places. Come home last night. The Sunday shows were on after basketball. Some amazing basketball games yesterday, but chalk ruled out as predicted, except for Tom Izzo's team, the 7th-seeded Michigan State Spartans are in the Final Four, along with number 1 Duke, number 1 Wisconsin, and number 1 Kentucky, number 1 overall Kentucky. Notre Dame came up 2 points short against Kentucky. Dadgummit. Thought Notre Dame had him. We'll talk about that with Buddy Martin in the Sports Hour. But I came home last night, watched a very interesting 60 Minutes, watched Charlie Rose interview Assad, the president of Syria. Thought that was very interesting. And then watched a very, very interesting cancer segment on how they're getting brain cancer to go away using the polio virus. Not the polio vaccine, the polio virus. And that it shows how it eats the cancerous tumors from the inside out. Lot of good stuff there. Plus, The Good Wife was on last night, and Madam Secretary. And then Battle Creek. I really like this new show, Battle Creek. It's a little hokey, got a little humor added into it, but I really like it. The guy that plays, the guy that's Mayhem in the Allstate commercials. He's one of the stars of the show, along with Josh Duhamel. And you know that poor guy. Nobody's ever going to know his name. They're just going to be, oh, that's the Mayhem guy. That's how it's going to be known. Hey, you know that Battle Creek show? Yeah, who's in it? The Mayhem guy. Everybody knows right away who the Mayhem guy is. Yeah, who cares what his name is, Dan? He's the Mayhem guy. He's the Mayhem guy.
The show's name.
No, Battle Creek is the name of the show.
Oh.
Battle Creek. It's a new show on CBS. And the guy that plays Mayhem is in the Mayhem commercials. He's on the show as the star of the show, along with Josh Duhamel.
The Allstate guy has a new show too.
So, you mean Dennis Haysbert? Yeah, I knew who he was. So I'm watching those, and then I get the news on, and I'm watching the news, and I keep seeing this Indiana law come up. Everybody's talking about this new law that the governor passed Friday in Indiana. So I did a little research, and I talked about it briefly on the Saturday Sports page, that it looks like it might be a discriminatory law. So then Glenn Beck's on today, and Glenn Beck said, when are people going to stop, they talk about discriminating. When are they going to stop discriminating against Christians? That's Glenn Beck's question, is when are they going to stop discriminating against Christians? And so I looked at the law some more. And when are we going to stop politicizing everything? That's the question. Because that's what's happened here. It's Arkansas is looking at the law along the same lines. And what this law is, it's the Indiana's Religious Freedom Law. It's the Religious Freedom Restoration Act signed by Indiana Governor Mike Pence. What does it say exactly? It says, let me put my glasses on so I can read it to you. It says, the Religious Freedom Act says the government cannot substantially burden a person's ability to follow their religious beliefs unless it can prove a compelling interest in imposing that burden, or at least do so in a least restrictive way. So what it says is a person has the right to religious freedom. So they passed a law in Indiana now that says a person has a right to the First Amendment of the Constitution. Okay. Good. Way to stand up for the Constitution. You have a right to have religious freedom. I'm not real sure Indiana needed to make a law saying that, because the Constitution says that you're free from religious persecution. But Indiana decided they needed to put a law in that said that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll talk more about Indiana's stance and what it could or could not lead to next on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
They say diamonds are always a girl's best friend. April is Diamond Month at Goss & Son Jewelers. Check out their Tacori engagement and bridal sets and beautiful diamond anniversary band. Hand-selected by the Goss family, Teddy and Jerry Goss and Cammie McLeod. You can choose these beautiful diamonds just for you or your loved one. Visit Goss & Son Jewelers downtown on the square and let the diamond consultants help you select a one-of-a-kind piece. Goss & Son, downtown for 65 years.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies, Gifts, and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies, Awards, and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies, Awards, and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
My name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine at A Better You Healthcare's Pokin' for the People Community Acupuncture. Join us every Monday at 4 p.m. for a relaxing and therapeutic community acupuncture session with like-minded, health-conscious individuals from our community. Pricing is only $35. Group sessions involve yoga breathing and acupuncture for the benefit of stress, anxiety, and depression. Unwind and start your week off right. If stress is leaving you a mess, you need a checkup from the neck up. When you're feeling blue, come to A Better You. A Better You Healthcare, just behind the Paddock Mall on 27th Avenue. For further details, visit abetteryouhealthcare.com or call 615-5566. Again, that number is 615-5566.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin will be answering your questions about your lawn and your garden on her show, In the Garden with Carol Ann.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Bob Kennedy will be here from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. He'll be talking about buying and selling a home.
Have all of your damage questions answered by Joe Reichel on damage control.
And then Molly Morgan is coming on, a board-certified sports specialist dietitian. She's been on CNN, ESPN for Women, Glamour Magazine, Reader's Digest, and her book is called Drink Your Way to Gut Health, 140 delicious probiotic smoothies and other drinks that cleanse and heal. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. On a Monday afternoon, I'm Tom Schmitz, along with you for the first hour. Buddy Martin will join us in hour number 2. Lori Zink of the Silver Springs International Film Festival. She'll join us. I think she's bringing some tickets to give away. You know, Buddy's a board member of Silver Springs International Film Festival. It's coming up just around the corner, the second annual Silver Springs International Film Festival. We'll talk about that in the 4 o'clock hour. And then I'm sure we're going to talk with Franz Beard and Joe Williams both about college basketball and the Final Four. All that today on the Voice of Ocala. Before we took a break, we were talking about Indiana's religious freedom law. It was signed in by Governor Mike Pence last week. It says the government cannot substantially burden a person's ability to follow their religious beliefs unless it can prove a compelling interest in imposing that burden or do so in the least restrictive way. What does that mean? Well, the First Amendment gives you the right to freedom from religious persecution. But now with so many states passing same-sex marriage laws, because the Supreme Court is leaning towards ruling it where if you don't pass one, it's unconstitutional. If you pass a law against it, it's unconstitutional. So same-sex marriage is going to be the law of the land. Whether you like it or not, whether you approve of it or not, it's going to happen. And people are saying that that is impeding them for their religious beliefs. And here's how they're saying it. When a same-sex couple wants to get married, they go to a preacher or someone religious, say, I want you to marry him. No, we're not going to marry you. Well, now you're discriminatory against me. You're discriminating. When they go to a baker, we need you to make your wedding cake. Or you two lesbians? Yeah, well, we're not making your wedding cake. We don't agree with that, so we're not making your wedding cake. And this law looks to give them to right, because they can say, look, because of my religion, I don't believe in gay and lesbian relationships, and so you can't force me to make something for you if I don't want to because of my religious beliefs. Well, Indiana has passed this law. Other states are looking to do this kind of thing. I'll give you my opinion on it in a moment, but let's go out to the phone lines. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
This is Tom.
Mailman.
This is Tom.
Tom, I'm sorry. How you doing, Tom, today, man?
Mailman, turn your radio down a little bit, please. We're getting a lot of feedback.
Yes, sir.
What can I do for you today?
Hey, buddy, I'm a Christian, man, and, if I got to give up my Christian right to please the political, aspect in this country, and for me to stand down and take down, I might as well say I'm not a Christian.
Well, Mailman, let me ask you this. Are you an African American gentleman?
Yes, I am.
So I know this for a fact, in 1962, my mother, a white Italian woman in Jacksonville, Florida, who was the manager of Morrison Cafeteria in downtown Jacksonville, made the Jacksonville newspaper when her and 6 people walked off the line because they said as a Christian white woman, they weren't serving no black folks because it was against their religion to mix. Now, was she right in doing that because of her religion?
Well, I look at it like this, buddy. If she didn't know no better, she did what she thought was right. Those that know better and do right, and those that don't know, they're going to do what they think is right. But, Tom, that's the way I see it.
And I get what you're saying. By the way, I'm not in favor. I don't understand the lifestyle of lesbian and gays and bisexuals and transgenders. I don't understand the lifestyle.
Right.
But I also understand that if to pass a law like this, in my opinion, to say I need religious freedom, I have religious freedom. I can go to whatever church I want to. I can pray how I want to. I can do what I want to. But if I own a business that is open to the public, now a preacher, see, I think this law should apply to like preachers and all. You shouldn't, as a Baptist preacher, have to marry a same-sex couple. I don't think there's justice of the pieces. There's notary republics. There's different ways. Notary publics. There's different ways you can get married without having to go to a preacher. But if I own a cake store, I can't choose that. I'll wait on all the Hispanic people. I'll wait on the Asian people. I'll wait on the black people. I'll sell everything, but don't let two girls come in holding hand because I ain't making them a cake.
Right.
I got a problem with that.
Right. Right.
I don't have a problem with you telling a preacher. I don't have a problem with a preacher saying, "Look, I'm a man of God, or a woman of God. I can't do that." I don't have a problem with that.
Right. See, I don't have a problem with, buddy, the person, per se. My thing is, I got a problem with the sin. So if they can't understand my problem, me having a problem with the sin, that's their problem.
No, I understand that. I understand that 100%. I understand that 100% the sin. But remember, the book says, "Judge lest you be judged."
Yeah, but it also says that. It also says, buddy, too.
Wait, it's Tom. This is Tom. This is Tom, not Buddy.
I mean, Tom, I'm sorry. I don't know why we calling you buddy. I guess y'all so connected, man. But my problem is, Tom, is like, I know what the words say. I'm not judging you. See, it's a difference between if I'm judging you if I don't know. But if I do know, and I'm being a man of God, I see it as sin. I'm not judging you because the word also says, it's like we cannot commit sin. And I feel like if you're going to compromise your Christianity by serving those that are gay or lesbian, that's what you're doing. You compromise, because Jesus said, I didn't come to serve myself. I came to serve others.
Yeah, hey, mailman, I agree. I thank you for your call. We got it. We're up against it. I thank you for your call, but I understand where you're coming from. You don't want to compromise your Christian beliefs. I get that. Thanks, brother, for the call.
All right, take care of yourself.
I understand what he's saying, but I don't believe that's what's. And it's just me. I don't think that's what's happening here. I think that to pass a law to say that you can stop, because of your religious beliefs, you don't have to wait on a certain person or a certain gender of people or a certain type of people. Remember, the Klan started out as a religious group. They were to save white Christians. That's how the Klan started, to save white Christians, to save Christianity for the white man. And we knew then, people that knew that was wrong. And we all know now that we live together that was really wrong. Everybody knows it's wrong and was wrong. I just don't see this as something that needs to be legislated. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong, caller. Who's this?
This is Jim.
Hey, Jim, how are you today?
Okay. My father sold pizza for a living.
I like pizza.
You were black, white, orange, green, purple. You had the money, you got the pizza.
And that's how. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should require preachers to marry people because they're men of the cloth or women of the cloth.
Religious people, in house of worship, there's rules that go upline from that, and to keep their credentials, they have to follow those rules.
But if you open a hamburger joint, it's open to everybody, no matter what their creed, their race, anything.
The realistic thing about making money is you sell to everybody that walks in the door.
That's my belief, and I don't think you need to legislate against that, but that's my belief, Jim. Thanks for the call today.
There you go. Bye.
I just think that we live in a day and age where, to me, this is, because I didn't live during the 60s. I was born in the 60s. This is the civil rights issue of my generation and the generations that are younger than me. The civil rights of the gay and lesbian community. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I agree with their lifestyle. I'm just saying you can't discriminate against it because you don't agree with it. And once again, I know that I'll get some of my friends on the right mad with me, but I don't think this is a political issue. I think this is a common sense issue. I think Jim is entirely correct. I think these kind of laws that get passed will cost people in their pocketbook before it's over. We're up against a break. If you'll caller, if you'll hold through the break, I'll get to you as soon as we go to break. I'll get your name and everything. But it's just, I think these kind of laws are more hurtful than they accomplish good. And I think that it's going to cost Indiana dearly with companies moving there. It's going to cost them dearly with sporting events that will no longer be held there. I think that in the short term it looks good, but in the long term economically, it may be a boondoggle for the state of Indiana. We'll take a break. We'll come back, continue this discussion on Voice of Ocala right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Two men dressed as women tried to ram the gate at the National Security Agency with their vehicle today. One was killed by security, the other injured.
The FBI says this is not believed to be terror-related. A senior law enforcement official tells Fox News the police at the NSA take their job seriously, and if it looks like you're going to break into a secure area, you'll most likely be shot and possibly killed.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Police say Spence Jackson, spokesman for Missouri State Auditor, has died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot. Jefferson City Police Captain Doug Shoemaker.
There was one firearm found at the apartment, a revolver, and one spent round was recovered as well.
A month ago, the man's boss, the auditor, took his own life. Investigators haven't found any evidence that the man who deliberately crashed a plane in the French Alps was suffering from any physical illness, but they say he did receive treatment years ago for suicidal tendencies. Fox News, we report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can with ZipRecruiter.com. You can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including social networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. And with ZipRecruiter's premium traffic boost, you can get up to 3 times more candidates. Quickly screen applicants, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. Right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. Plus, get 30% off your first traffic boost by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/info.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. I'm Tom Schmitz here in the first hour with you. Buddy Martin to join us in hour 2, along with Lori Zink from the Silver Springs International Film Festival. That's just around the corner. It's the second annual Silver Springs International Film Festival. It was such a success last year, and they just look to build on that success this year. They'll be along to talk about that in the 4 o'clock hour. And then Joe Williams and Franz Beer will make their weekly stops. And I'm sure we're going to talk Final Four in NCAA men's basketball. But I've been having a discussion today about the Indiana's religious freedom law. And I'm going to show you some of the fallout's already taken place. For example, Angie's List CEO Bill Osterly, his company, who is, their headquarters are in Indianapolis, they're halting plans for a $40 million expansion in their Indianapolis headquarters because of his opposition with religious freedom law. Mark Emmert, released a statement. He's head of the NCAA Thursday, saying the organization, which is located in Indianapolis, was especially concerned about how legislation could affect our student athlete and employees. And the bottom line is people are worried that this will hurt their ability to recruit talent because job seekers may worry about coming to those towns because of religious discrimination, because of discrimination under the guise of religious freedom. And even San Francisco Mayor Edwin Lee and Seattle Mayor Ed Murray both are banning city-funded travel to the entire state of Indiana because of this law. See, I'm telling you, economically, to pigeonhole yourself into where you only serve Christians because you don't believe in the gay and lesbian lifestyle. So now does that mean if you don't have to serve the Jewish faith because you're a Christian, you don't have to serve the Jews? Does this mean because you're of the Christian faith that in your breakfast eatery or in your hosiery store or whatever, you don't have to serve somebody who is atheist because it's against your religious beliefs? I think it defeats the purpose of a good economy to pigeonhole yourself into only selling to one group because of your religious freedoms. And I know everybody's saying, well, it's lesbian and gay, but why stop there? If you don't agree, if you're a Christian, you don't think the Jews are right, don't sell to them. You're not discriminating. It's your religious freedom. Go out to the phone lines, talk to John. John, I'm of Italian descent. So what if the Anglo-Christians, the Saxons, decided they didn't want to sell to me because we don't like you Italian Catholics? That could be an issue.
Well, I'm Irish descent, and my family came off the boat, and nobody really wanted to serve them either when they came to New York, but because they could read, pick up a paper, and get a job. But you know what? That's a different story. This is money. People are coming to spend money. Times have changed. Money sees no color but green. Indiana, it's all politically driven. This guy has some kind of other ambition. It doesn't affect his wallet. I wish I was a cake maker or a company that was competitive up there, because I would open my doors to everybody, because it's all about money.
Yeah, if you're a pizzeria guy and the guy next door to you only won't sell to the lesbian and gay community, I mean, I'd put the gay flag in the window. Hey, come on in here. I used to do that.
Selling the discounts to get people in the door to take his business.
Look, when I ran Mellow Mushroom in Gainesville, Florida, back in the 1990s, I would purposely go on to websites of the opposing football team that was coming into town that weekend, and I would say, the official restaurant of the visiting Tennessee Volunteers, the official restaurant of the Florida State Seminoles, the official restaurant of the Vanderbilt Commodores. And people say, you're a Gator fan. Well, how would you do that? Because they're coming to Gainesville for a game. That means their wallets and pockets are full of money. And I don't really care. I want Florida to win the game, but I want my cash registers full first.
100% correct, Tom. I went to a Notre Dame BYU game, and they were all complaining about the BYU fans because they don't spend any money and they don't break the Ten Commandments, you know? So it's a little different perspective, I guess, but you had the right attitude there, man. It's just about money and people being happy. Who cares what somebody's doing in their own house? I don't really care.
That's the thing. What do I care?
Why it's so important. I don't know why it's so
Well,
important.
it's against the Bible, John.
Yeah, listen, I don't agree. I don't understand it, but I have to accept it. We all have to accept it. Nobody says we have to understand it. I don't think I'd ever understand it. Even if it was one of my children, I don't think I'd understand it.
And I had this discussion. With a friend of mine. They said, so let me ask you this. Are you saying then that you're so okay with gay and lesbians in public that if they were making out with each other, you'd be okay with that? I said, let me tell you something. I'm not okay with a man and a woman making out with each other in public, okay?
I hear you on that, man. I hear you on that.
We're starting to use the word religious freedom. Our founding forefathers had us free from religious persecution in the Constitution, and now we're starting to use religious freedom to mean that we can discriminate. And I remember a group of people, by the way, John, I don't know if you know this, by the way, thanks for the call too, John. I appreciate the call. Appreciate the call. But John, I don't know if you know this, but back in the 1800s, there was a group using religion as the guise for creating their group of hatred. And it happened in the state of Indiana, by the way. That's where the Ku Klux Klan began, was in the state of Indiana. So I'm just showing you parallels. And I know some of my brethren who say, you're not a real Republican if this is your stance. Remember, I'm the common sense guy. I'm all about doing what is common sense. And common sense here says you don't alienate money. And that's what this law would do. That's what these people, the people who say we need this so we can protect our religious freedoms. What you're really saying is we need this so we can refuse service to a group of people because we don't believe in their lifestyle. If you want to, as a business owner, run an economically viable company and think you should shut people out because of that, you're as ignorant as the people who walked off food lines, and my mother was one of them, and at the time she was ignorant. You're as ignorant as the people that walked off the food lines because they thought that the animal black guys shouldn't be served in the same place white people are. It's just ridiculous. But that's just how it is. And don't, before anybody says, well, you're not a religious guy. I'm confirmed in the Catholic Church. I go to church. I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I don't agree with the lifestyle, but it's not my place to legislate against it. And it's not the government's place to legislate against it. That's all I'm saying. Just as it wasn't the government's place to legislate against African Americans or Asians or Hispanics or Jewish faith or Catholics, it's not the government's right to legislate against a certain group of people under the guise of religious freedom. Stop. Waiting to hear from Buddy Martin. He'll be joining us momentarily. Before Buddy joins us, though, I got this other story. It's a local story. Got it off Ocala.com. Buddy Martin will join us any moment to get us set up for hour number 2 of the Voice of Ocala. I got this from Cindy Swerko of Ocala.com wrote this. Leonard Isaac was playing in a 20 Pearls Foundation Golf Scramble at Ironwood Golf Course, November 8th, annual golf tournament. There's Buddy right there. I'll tell you about this golf tournament in a minute, but let's go right out to Buddy Martin. Buddy, how are you today? And I'm a little worked up. Can you tell?
Go ahead and finish your story. I'll listen to it. Go ahead.
Well, this guy was at the November 8th, the annual 20 Pearls Foundation Golf Scramble. He hit a ball on a hole 165 yards away, hit the green, rolled in the hole. He just won the keys to a Mercedes. A few hours later, those keys were taken from him, and now he's suing for breach of contract. He made a hole-in-one that was set up as a hole-in-one in front of 2 witnesses at a proper distance. Car was sitting right next to where he was hitting. They gave him the keys to the car, and they witnessed everything. He carried them around until he finished his round, and then they took the car away from him because it made it in a hole number 6, and they said the hole-in-one, by certain people's minds, was hole number 4. The suit filed Friday seeks damages in excess of $15,000. State the Mercedes-Benz was valued at $35,000. So what they're saying is, although he made a hole-in-one at the hole the car was sitting next to and everything, the hole-in-one hole was really 2 holes back.
I've heard that happening before. And quite unfortunately, he didn't have it ground. He didn't have it in any appeal. If that's the hole. That's the hole. Car could be anywhere. But
well, he's going to court in Gainesville to sue him over, try to get something out of him.
Yeah, good luck on that. Yeah.
Buddy, it seems I've pushed a little hot button on people today.
Well, the hot button's already pushed on it. And anytime you talk about rights and civil rights and any particular issues like the discrimination against a person for their sexual orientation, the color of their skin, or whatever, it's going to upset a lot of people on this very polarizing subject. And everybody finds the side they want to agree with and picks out their points and says, here's the reason. There's no question, in my mind at least, that it discriminates against the LGBT community and designed to do that. Now, if you want to get into religious freedom and so on and so forth, there's a lot of things you can talk about. Nothing, however, entitles you to discriminate against somebody doing business with. And that's the whole thing. If you're open to the public, you're open to the public. Look, you know, there are a lot of things in other religions that you and I don't understand, like burqas, whatever.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we can't discriminate again. We can say, well, you're an Arab, you can't come in my store.
In Indiana, it does.
Obviously that's an issue. Going to be an issue. It's going to be how it's been all over TV today. And I have every confidence that ultimately that it will be resolved because it's going to be economically unviable, if that's a word, for them to do that because of all the things we heard about it today. We heard all about all the businesses saying they wouldn't come there and the NCAA wouldn't play there and so on and so forth. Even Charles Barkley spoke out against it today. So it's a disagreement. I have a certain respect for Indiana's lifestyle, people that have a simpler way of life and do things differently. And I understand that they're not like a lot of the rest of us either. But they do have some rights. It's just not a right to serve who they want to serve. That's the issue right there. And they can't base it on anything regarding sexual orientation, as you said, religious orientation, color of skin, color of shirt, whatever. They can't do it. It's illegal. And I don't think the courts would ever hold that up.
Well, the way the law is written and signed, there's nothing that could say if I'm a Christian store owner if I'm a Baptist Christian, I got to let Catholics in, that I got to let Jews in. There's nothing that says I got to, because my religious freedom, I can refuse service to whoever I think's wrong.
Yeah, and I hate that a lot of good Christians take a beating in this too, because what Glenn Beck says, there's a certain truth in that. In some regard, it seems like it's easy to pummel Christians, hold them up to ridicule and whatever. There are those who will tell you that God doesn't hate people who are another sexual persuasion. And the Bible does says it hates the act of it. Yeah, you can argue that if you want to all day long. No matter what you believe, you can't do your business based on your own political and religious beliefs. You can't do it. So I don't see that's going to hold up. And does it strike you that funny that we have so many state laws that contradict what the civil rights laws are supposed to take care of?
Yes, but it's because it's the age-old argument. It's the same argument we fought a civil war over. It's who has the most power, the federal central government or the individual states.
No.
It is. Buddy, coming up 4 o'clock, you'll be joining the show. You got Lori Zink coming on with you. Tell us about that. We got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Lori Zink will be here from the Silver Springs International Film Festival. Nice article today on the Springs Film Festival today. The star banner by Rick Allen. Lori will be able to tell us the whole lineup. We're only a week away from it. It'll be fun. Of course, in the Sports Hour, we'll talk about the hoops and what the Final Four looks like and a tremendous weekend of basketball. And, of course, we'll have our usual suspects